a crucial part of 4 championship teams who played a style that no one has replicated.
Well, if you add in, obviously, Matt, we talk about his international experience,
right.
What the Hall of Fame takes into account. Manu Ginobili, for sure, a Hall of Famer, but it's the role that Manu played and accepted in San Antonio that's one of the more spectacular parts about his career. To have that kind of production for that long and to be that consistent, El Contusion, as I called him back in San Antonio, deserving of a Hall of Fame induction. And certainly deserving, Matt, of all the praise from all the players over the past couple of days who've reached out via social media and let Manu know just how much of an inspiration as a player he was, how much of a pleasure it was to compete against him. But you saw a lot of international younger players say, "You're the reason why I dreamt that it was possible for me to have the opportunity to play in the NBA." Manu was just that special.
We also kept tabs on all your one-liners throughout the postseason.
Well,
there are some great ones.
Oh, thank you.
So feel free to add these to the demo reel.
Yeah, here
Okay.
we go.
Has there ever been a better tandem of brothers that have played in the NBA? Pau Gasol and Marc Gasol.
It's unfortunate that John didn't have a good career, but yes, certainly. Kidding, Kevin, I'm kidding.
And then after the series was over, he tacked on a little troll move with some photos.
Yes, he is a saber-toothed tiger.
He is. And T.I., he could be the third man in the booth. He's that close to us right now, Brent, just to our left.
Imagine if T.I. was your IT guy.
that
could be
very confusing.
Yeah, very confusing. See Wall come into the picture, not known as an outside Schroeder. He knocks it down.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you?
Yeah, you heard it.
Did you just say that?
Yeah, I did it.
Outside Schroeder.
Some early season observations.
Okay.
And you're going to let us know whether it's going to continue, it's a trend, or it's not going to continue. It's a dead end. Very, very simple.
Sounds
You're
good.
right. And it did take us months, so thanks to come up with that. All right, first one. The Thunder can survive without Durant and Westbrook. Trend or dead end?
What does survival mean to you guys?
Playoffs or not.
Playoffs
or not.
Should we say playoffs home court? Because
Okay.
I think
Wow.
that's
Do you think they're a lock for the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely.
I agree with you.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's say the first 35 games, they go 15 and 20. Because last year, everybody talks about the Western Conference last year, 48 wins. The Phoenix Suns missed it by 1 game,
Right.
49 for Dallas.
West is tough.
This camera's weird. So 36 and 11, they'd have to go if you figured Westbrook gets back, KD gets back. Are they capable of doing that? I think so. That's 51 wins.
One of the things that's fascinating for me as a player to watch the dynamics of the Cavs is that a lot of the players that have come to Cleveland to try to complete the mission for them this year are very systematic players. You have Rodney Hood, who played in the system in Utah, George Hill, who played his basketball arguably in San Antonio, then in Utah. Then now these guys have to play with the likes of a LeBron James, where a lot of things out on the floor become freelance and off of his play. So their adjustment in the second half in the next 12 games or so is still the most fascinating part of Cleveland's dynamic for them to become the competitive team.
Break some news here during the 1000th show. Do you know what's going on with Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs?
You know, I wish I had some. I can tell you that I spoke with Manu a little bit, and I can't say everything that he told me, but there are a lot of people just wondering, what it is that's happening. Those are guys on the team included, about how it is that this is going to play out. And I think it's fair for all of us to assume that if Kawhi Leonard does not play, there's very little chance for San Antonio to compete against what it is that Golden State and Houston represent offensively, what they can do to this team without the likes of Kawhi Leonard on the floor. The San Antonio team cannot keep up the pace offensively.
The Suns had such a remarkable year, and obviously the great talk about DeMarcus Cousins and the start that he's had this year, dismantling the Clippers in that first game in
Huge.
LA. Unbelievable numbers. I don't think the Kings are quite as dynamic as the Suns. Plus, Isaiah Thomas doesn't play for the Kings anymore. He's playing for the Suns.
Irony.
But if I thought about a team in the West that could be a surprise, I wouldn't look to Sac. I might look to New Orleans. I might look at what it is that Anthony Davis is going to do with that lineup, the depth that they have. But going back to the Kings, I love the way they're structured. I love the depth that they have. Carl Landry's back this year. Omri Caspi is back. The battle in Sac for them, where they have the inconsistencies, is the two-guard spot. McLemore, Stauskas, somebody has to step up and claim those minutes because Darren Collison's been a great addition, but somebody's got to claim some minutes at that two-guard spot for them to get consistent perimeter scoring. We know Cousins and Gay are going to be that guy, and Collison's been off to a good start, but the two-guard spot's a worry. So sitting courtside for that Game 5 with John Wall coming back with 5 displaced fractures in his hand to do what he did after this injury, where they were undefeated with John Wall in the lineup playing unbelievable ball, and for him to come out in that Game 5, ended up losing for the first time.
Right.
15-7 in that game was just remarkable. The type of competitiveness and fire that he showed, and just no let up, awesome. Also in that series, watching Bradley Beal play. I mean, Bradley Beal is for real. The guy is a phenomenal talent. He showed how much more he's capable of doing. Maybe that's something for Coach Whitman to turn a few things over to him. I know a lot of talk throughout the year about how the Wizards played so much mid-range basketball and had John Wall really facilitating all of that. To maybe give Bradley Beal some more chances could make them a lot more dynamic offensively. He was fantastic. And then Paul Pierce, his performance, being able to watch Paul up close to do what he did, it seemed like every time he touched the ball, something at the end of the game, obviously magical, was going to happen, and it damn well did, except for maybe 0.3 seconds. They would have had another game so close in that last one. So those guys, fantastic.